Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I am Braden. This is Langley Outdoors Academy, the place where we not only talk about what's going on in the gun world, but also how we're going to fix it together. And the content that we're going to talk about today is the Texas border crisis. This is not a brewing civil war. This is execution of political genius. I'm going to walk you through the entire thing, and I've got a couple of videos coming around this topic, but you are watching some of the most explicitly effective political posturing coming from the right that we've seen in a very long time, using one of the most vulnerable points of the Biden White House and overall power system. This is something I'm going to want to hear from you guys right down there in the comments field. And of course, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn the notification bell on. And this content is brought to you by our new sponsor, Arrowhead Tactical. Now, Arrowhead Tactical makes athletic gear that is EDC focused. It's the most comfortable athletic gear you're going to get while still being able to protect yourself. We are talking about a perfect fit for anyone that likes wearing athletic clothing but still maintaining their concealed carry. The apparel works with your holster and your firearm of choice, and I'm going to show you a few things how innovation looks in apparel around concealed carry. Now, they've included a concealed inner belt in the apparel, which leads to an extremely secure and reliable holster retention, and effective drawing and reholstering. Not only could you use a gun in your athletic gear, but you can carry different handguns, especially larger handguns, in different holsters and positions. This is something that I think is so fascinating. There's lots of styles to choose from, and with options for both men and women, so everyone can be comfortably prepared. And thank you so much to them for sponsoring this content. There's a link in the description box below, and I look forward to hearing you guys' thoughts in the comments field right down there. All right, my brothers and sisters, we have got to dive into this, and forgive my voice. It's still a little raspy from SHOT Show, but that's not going to stop this freedom train. Let's dive into something, because I want to show you and zoom out a little bit. Of course, you've heard about the brewing civil war at the border, but what you probably haven't heard is the complete surrounding events that bring this to political expertise, to be quite honest with you. Check this out. This is from last month. This is from The Hill. Biden approval on immigration drops 8 points since last month poll. Okay, let's dive into this, and then tell me if you start to see the plane that I'm trying to land here. President Biden's approval rating on immigration dropped 8 points since last month, new polling shows. Just 38% of registered voters in the new Harvard-Harris poll, this is a left-leaning poll, by the way, not a conservative poll, left-leaning, shared with The Hill, said they approved of Biden's handling on immigration this month, down from 46%, who said the same in November. So, November, 46, down 8 points in December. Well, we're now in January, and what's happening? Texas is drawing attention to the weakness on the Biden administration's political agenda. Immigration is one of their worst polling features. You think it's a coincidence that the governor of Texas, Greg Abbott, is drawing a line in the sand on immigration? Do you think it's a coincidence that they sent migrants to blue cities and had the fallout there? Do you think it's a coincidence that 20 some odd conservative states or GOP-led states are signing on behind Texas and encouraging them? Again, on Biden's weakest immigration point policy. You think that's any bit of a coincidence? The GOP might be discovering political activism. But anyway, let's keep going. I got some more stuff to show you to drive this point home. This is a quote from that article. Quote, based on the polling on immigration, this is one of the key issues dragging down the president's reputation, and he needs to make progress on this issue or face increasing consequences, said Mark Penn, chairman of the Harvard-Harris poll, again, left-leaning. When you hear these types of quotes, it's not about a civil war that's brewing. Texas is not going to start shooting at the federal government, and the federal government is not going to start shooting at Texas. What you're seeing is a federal response to the Biden White House getting a lot of attention drawn to his weakest political point in an election year. That's what you're looking at. Now, let me keep going. Let me show you some more stuff. Same article. But as Biden sees a drop in approval on the topic, voters also rank immigration among the most important problems facing the country. Nearly 1 in 3 voters picked immigration as one of the nation's top issues. It came in second only to price increases and inflation, which a third of the voters named as the main problem. Price increases and inflation is a horrible point for the Biden administration. Immigration is right behind it, and you've got all this attention drawing to immigration. Any coincidence here? Nah, it ain't. And particularly since VP Harris was in charge of the border, they're also taking out their second in command. This is a two-for strike. Okay, now let me jump over to Monmouth polling. This is something that also reinforces this point. Biden gets especially poor marks on inflation and immigration. Few Americans say he is paying enough attention to their concerns. Let me show you his job rating. That's his job rating on Monmouth polling. 61% disapprove, 34% approve. That is the lowest it has ever been for approval and the highest it's ever been for disapproval. The GOP smells blood in the water for the presidential campaign. You think that's not going to have consequences down ballot anywhere else? The GOP is making a political strike, and it is effective, it is targeted, and it is going to work at his weakest point. And they haven't backed him out, and they have not said there's a different candidate. So right now, this is the equivalent of like an infrastructure strike, and all the bridges across the river are going down. That's what you're looking at right here. Now, one more thing for you to reinforce this point even further, same polling, Biden policy ratings. Look at that. Immigration is the lowest amongst infrastructure, jobs, climate change, inflation. Immigration is at 26% approval and the highest percent at disapproval, according to a November 30 to December 4. This is not about a civil war. That's the flashpoint. That's the flashy titles. That's the flashy headlines. What you really are looking at right now is the conservative or the GOP taking no prisoners and using immigration as the weakest point on the Biden administration's agenda and then weaponizing it against them, which it should be because they've been neglecting their duty for 4 years. That's the point. That's what this is. And I'm going to do a lot more stuff showing you all the angles on this later on today and into tomorrow. And I can't wait to hear what you guys think. Let me know if I landed that plane, and I will see you on the next one. I'm Braden. See you later.